Welcome back. So today's day 3 of our clarifying questions to help you tune in to you and figure out what it is you want in a way that is smart, one of the SMART goals. So like specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. That means that it's clear as to how it's actually going to happen. And we want to make sure it's set up for you to be in control of reaching this goal. So instead of making the goal like, I want 3 potential companies to work for to reach out to me and offer me jobs. Well, okay, yes, maybe if you had a manager, there might be possible that something like that might happen, but that's a lot of external energy in your goal. So what, are you just going to sit there and twiddle your thumbs and like be like, well, they're not just magically calling me? No, we want to make sure that your goal is something that you can actively work towards yourself on a frequent basis, consistent basis, and so that you're empowered to create what it is that you want to create with what you want. And you know what success looks like, so you can celebrate when you've reached a milestone. And maybe there's a few along the way. Maybe it's as simple as like, I just want to date again. I want to put myself out there and be open to meeting someone that could be a life partner. And like, honestly, success for me at this moment is just saying yes to a date, or maybe it's meeting up, going on a date, so that your moment of success would be when you're walking up to your date and you say hello, and then you're like, oh, here's the moment. That's my moment. I did the thing. I reached this goal, or at least this first chunk of the goal, because I want to keep putting myself out there. And whether the person is someone you want to see again or not in that instance doesn't actually matter, because you have won and you've got what you want just by putting yourself out there and being open to it. So whenever what you want is something with a lot of external energy needed, maybe you're a musician and you want to get your music out there to a wider audience. And there's only so much you can control about that. You might have really good marketing and it still only goes so far. So you might have magical minds putting together all sorts of social media things that are supposed to get you a bunch of clicks, but whether it does or not is often up to a lot of luck. So make sure that your goal there would be something that is like, okay, well, I'm going to show up consistently. I'm going to post some of my music daily. And it's just what I do. Or maybe it's like once a week you post part of a new song, or clips of an old song, or just some content that maybe you have had for a while, you haven't put it out there, but you just post something. Whatever your commitment is, as suits your capacity, is relevant to you and what your wider goal is. And really, we're going to have many goals in our life, many things that we want, but yeah, we're doing this process for just one at a time. And maybe you're just doing this process for a smaller goal within a bigger goal. So if you were in the musician category there, maybe it's just trying to get a certain song that you've written marketed and put out there, and that's what you're focusing on right now. And that's going to lead to getting your album released. That's going to get to you getting to tour the world and like play concerts around in all sorts of different countries. Like there's many steps towards that, what you want, of like, maybe you want to be internationally renowned musician, for instance. So just like that's that's just an idea of what, of how you can kind of chunk that down too. So yeah, but maybe you're just, again, maybe you're just doing a smaller goal, and that's okay too. This can be used at any level of what you want. And yeah, so question 3 is, how will you know when you have it? And it just gives you the gift of really clearly knowing that beautiful moment that you realize you are living the reality, the experience of having what you want be your actual reality. So maybe it's that you want to buy a house, and you're looking forward to having moments you can bake in it, bake all the good, delicious stuff you love to bake. And maybe it's that moment is like the first time you get to use that new oven in your new kitchen, and you bake it and you pull the tray out of the oven and you smell the amazing smell of the delicious treats you just baked. And you get to have, and then you realize you're in that moment of like, I fucking have my house, man. And I have the delicious treats, and I get to do cozy things like baking in here, and this is amazing. So like you get to have that moment. The more that you make your goals, your dreams measurable in this way. I know it can sound very like corporate bullshit kind of speak, doing SMART goals, but it's just so you actually achieve them and you know what success looks like, so that you get to enjoy it more. So I love that. Yeah. What do you want? What will having that do for you? And how will you know when you have it? Those are our first 3 questions. Hopefully you have felt into them nicely. If you need a moment right now to do so, please pause the video and do so. Today's one was, a little bit more straightforward. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do a 7th video at the end of all the questions, and we'll just do a re-tune in, rather than me trying to get you to tune in every day, because that's got to be just a bit disjointed. But I've been explaining each question a little bit deeper on a daily video, which I feel like is good to understand where we don't want to cut corners with how we're making our goals. And yeah, basically we'll get to a point where we get to tune in and we get to flesh it out and feel the 5 senses and feel like what it might be like to be in that future experience, whatever it is for you, whatever it is that you want. Okay, much love. I'll see you tomorrow.